All right, so in our today's class, after the brief introduction that we did, we shall be heading straight our first lesson for the class in order not to have a too excessive long video. So in our first class today, we shall be doing AutoCAD interface and setup of your working environment. We need to because if we are to do introduction of architecture, introduction of machine design, the first thing in the introduction we have to do with the lines that you'll be drawing in AutoCAD. So it is be wise for us to first of all know what AutoCAD, how we manipulate AutoCAD. And today, in my own view, if you look at it, this is AutoCAD working environment. And I will be using AutoCAD 2007, a very low version of AutoCAD for this training. The reason is because the class, like I said, is a very beginner class. If we don't do treat from the very fundamentals before we advance to AutoCAD 2014 and 2024, we'll be having issues. It is very simple, very easy to install AutoCAD 2007. Familiarize yourself with the lower version of the AutoCAD. As you move further, you'll be learning more things. There is no more difference between AutoCAD 2007 and AutoCAD 2024. There is no much difference. There is no much difference between AutoCAD 2024 and 2025. There is no much difference. The difference is not more than 10-20%. So, and they have to do mainly with the internet. But the real practical design, there is no difference. So, if you do me a favor today, let's go into what we have today. First of all, when you go to market and buy your AutoCAD, whatever version you like to use, but I will be recommending that you start with 2007 to 2008. So if you have your AutoCAD 2728 or whichever version you have, the installation procedure is that when you buy AutoCAD, you install your system, follow the procedure. After installing, you go to a folder called Crack. The Crack folder, open the Crack folder, you will see two similar icons. Copy those two similar icons. When you copy them, you go back to your AutoCAD, open your local disk. When you open your local disk, after copying the AutoCAD, copying from your Crack CD, you open a folder called Crack. Copy the two similar icons. When you copy them, you move to your computer and go to your local disk. When you open your local disk, locate AutoCAD 2007 or 2008, whichever version you are using. Open that AutoCAD version. Then when you open it, you will see Autodesk. Open your Autodesk environment. Right click on the Autodesk environment desktop. That will pop up many AutoCAD different icons. Right click on a open space and click paste. When you paste, it will ask you continue. Yes, paste the two icons that you copied from the Crack CD. By the time you paste them, your AutoCAD will automatically register. It will crack. That is what you call AutoCAD registration for 2007, 2008, even as much as 2010. As we go further, I'll teach you how to register your AutoCAD 2016 to 2024 as well. We'll be using them. We'll bring them in as the classes advance. But for now, let's narrow our interest to the reason for the 2007 as well is to enable you for easy registration. When you get a simple laptop that does not require too much space or that is not heavy, you buy a simple laptop. Don't be looking for, okay, how do I get it? I look for 100,000, 200,000 naira. No, just get a laptop. 40, 50,000 naira can get a simple laptop that will accommodate AutoCAD 2007, and it will give you exactly everything you need in that AutoCAD. So that is how it works. So in our today classes, Lex 1, we'll be doing AutoCAD interface and setup. How we set up AutoCAD working environment. As you can see, this is AutoCAD overview interface tools command line. Explain setting up AutoCAD for architectural and engineering environment. Modeling spaces for paper, simple explanation. Essential AutoCAD setting every beginner must know. That to do with the working environment. Every beginner must know. This is AutoCAD working environment that we're playing with now. So is the AutoCAD environment, when you click to your AutoCAD environment, This is what you are going to see, not this one. You will see an open environment like this where there is not. This is what you see when you open your AutoCAD working environment. This is what you are going to see. So when you have this in your working environment, it is like this. The next thing you need to do is to start setting your environment. Let's do some familiarization work by bringing us our tools bar. This is called tools bar, and this bar you are seeing here is called draw bar. How did I get this draw bar? Look at it here. You can play with it. You can put it anywhere you like. You can position, rearrange your AutoCAD working environment. Like for AutoCAD 2014, 2016, the icons are not arranged by the side like this. The icons are arranged on top of your working template like this. So I am the one that push them by the side so that I can have a long space. This is to my own taste. You can set your own the way you want it. This is our environment, working environment. So we will be dealing with this. First thing we need to do here, like as I said earlier, is to go to our working environment and set AutoCAD working environment. So how do we set our AutoCAD working environment? Now, first of all, the first thing we need to do is to set up our AutoCAD working environment. So how do you set up your working environment? First of all, look at this environment here and look at this thing that is checking. Look at, can you see my hand? This is called crosshair. This is crosshair. Crosshair as in cross, CROSSHAIR. It's crosshair. Where did you get the name from? Now look at it. I'll right click on my working template like this. This icon will now come up. I'll go to option, click on option. As I click on option, this bar will now open. As this box open like this, if you click on display, you will now see this move to color. When you click on color, the color will bring the name of all the different icons you are working with. Like for instance now, this is a black background we are working with. This is our crosshair. That's the name. It's called crosshair. Can you see my mouse? You see my mouse? This is crosshair. So the crosshair, it is white. I can choose to change the color to whatever I want. Look at it here and choose. After, let me say I pick red for instance. I'll click apply. I will now come here. Look at here. This is a crosshair. You can raise the percentage, the size to, let me say, I raise the size of my own to 91%. This is 91%. By the time I click apply and OK, remember I change the color to red and I also increase the size. So can you see my own now? It is now red in color and the size. But let's assume I am not comfortable with it. I want it black and I want the size to not to be too big. Now watch. We revise back to the original. I'll go back to option again. You go back to your option, click on your display, go back to color, and in your color, you click here. We can go back to our white. You understand me? This is the background. This is not where we are working on. We'll go back. This one is black. So we go to our crosshair, and now this is where we have red. I can return it to black, to white, sorry to say. Now it is white in color, okay? Now that is white, I can now click apply and close. And this one that will take to 90, we can bring it back to 10. We'll bring it back to 10. And you now click apply and okay. That will now return it back to the way it was. When you install your system, you will have something similar to this. That's how you play with your option environment, okay? We did this one now. You can as well change this background, this working background to white if you want to. It's the same procedure. You come here, go to your option, click on your option, click on your display, go to color, then you can change it. That's the background. The first one is your uniform background. You can change it to white. When you change to white, click apply and close. Can you see now your background has changed to apply and close? If I click OK, this is what I will have. This is my ground. It has changed to white. But white background is usually not too advisable for working drawing because of visibility. For you to have a clear visibility background, it is always advisable to use black. So I will go back to my option, click on display, go to my color, then I will now choose from my by uniform background, working background. I will return back to black. I will click apply and close. I will now click apply again and click OK. That will bring me back to my normal working environment, which is this our AutoCAD working environment. So we are back here. That was the first thing you need to do. So after doing that, we will now go to our interface and tools. I will be picking on the tools one after the other. The first tool we have here, look at this bar. I pull it down here so that you can see. Can you see it? I move it down here. So let me say I return it back to this place here. The first thing you have here. So this is how our tools look like. If you check your command line, the first thing you will have there is your file. Under your file, if you're familiar with computer by now, you should know how what file is all about in most of the software. Here, the two vital thing we'll be dealing with here is your save as. For every drawing you are doing, to give that environment a name, you do save as. So let's say for instance I will click save as. I will now click desktop, and this is our first lesson. So what are we going to do? We'll call it Lexi 1. We'll call it Lexi 1, Lexi 1. So that's our Lexi 1. I will now click save. Are you with me? Look at this side. Look at what we are doing here. I will click save. I am saving to desktop. I'll click save. What this means is that our AutoCAD has been saved to Lexi 1 working drawing. So anytime we want to come back to this environment, we will see Lexi 1. We'll look for Lexi 1 in our desktop. Just click it, we'll bring it to this environment. Then after then, the next thing we have is you go back to your file again. That's saver. One other important thing that we'll be talking about here is your plot in AutoCAD is what you call your print. In AutoCAD, you don't print, you plot. And as time goes on, I'll be teaching you how to set your plotting environment. That's what you call how to print. Your printing preview before you print. Here we can actually export from AutoCAD to other environment. You can export from AutoCAD to ArchiCAD for architectural. You can export from AutoCAD to Publisher and send through via your internet. And one other thing I want to talk about here that is very vital under file is your drawing utility. Under drawing utility, if you're doing a drawing for instance and suddenly your system went off, maybe they take light in your area or your system went off and you will now be complaining that you've lost your file. No, if you have saved once before, you won't lose any of your file. All you simply do is to go to your drawing file. When you go to your drawing utilities, you click on your recovery manager. When you click on recovery, everything you have done, it will recover it back. And when you recover it back, you can click on that, it will return you back to your where you stopped your work. So that will be all now for file. Then edit, under edit where you have your call and copy and paste. That's the same thing with other software. Then view is where you view. This view is where is very important. Sometimes you need to redraw, regenerate. Regenerate is ROEG, regenerate your previous drawing and order. I'll be handling this one gradually from the tools. Then in setting working environment, there is a particular place we'll go to. It is called format. This is under your command bar. So we click our format to set our working environment. So that's I click format, and then under format I will now go to the first thing we need to set under format is we go to our unit. What kind of unit drawing are we doing? We are using universal decimal drawing. If you click here, you are going to see your architecture, you will see your decimal, you will see your engineering, you will see your fraction, and you will also see your scientific. But here we will be dealing with decimal as our unit of measurement, not engineering, not architecture. Universally, we choose decimal. So that's what you work with. In decimal degree, that's the angle. You go to put here to 0. Please understand what I am doing here. Put here to 0. Then go to your inches. Change your inches to millimeter. Change to millimeter. Millimeter will give you the most infinitesimal dimension in AutoCAD. So you change to millimeter. What this means is that all your dimensions will be coming out in millimeter. If you pick working drawing, sometimes in architecture, you've seen all dimensions are in millimeter. This is where that setting comes from. So again, you go to your angle type, you click your decimal degree. Decimal degree. That's what you should pick. Then you go to your precision. Under precision, leave your precision 0. Don't put it 0.00 because sometimes it makes your dimension very clumsy and cumbersome. So that's it. Then having set it, our direction of flow, you click clockwise and click direction. Then see what I did here? I was a little far. You click clockwise after setting all this one. Click on your clockwise. Let your clockwise highlight. Then you click direction. When you pick your direction, click east. What that east means is that you are moving from your north position to your east position. That's the clockwise direction now that you click on. You understand? You now click OK. Here we click, you choose clockwise. That means our rotation will be clockwise. That's what it means. So you now come back here and click OK. You are done with setting of your units of this working environment. We have set our unit. The next thing we need to set is we have set the unit scale for this. We set our unit limit, our drawing limit. What is our drawing limit on paper on this platform? What is our drawing limit? Drawing limit is from your 0 to this side and from this side to this ending. What do we do? At first of all, you will be setting your x. So your environment is like something like this: x, y. I mean this one. This is what you have. Something like this. Something like your xy environment. This is your x, and this is your y environment. You understand? So here we have 0, 0. You understand? That is what you are asking you to set. Then what is the limit here and what is the limit here? That is what we are setting. I'm sure it is clear. So when I pick 0, so in this case I will be picking 0, 0. Enter. You understand? 0, I'll be picking let's say I'll pick a 2400. Enter. I will now pick the other one. I'll pick 0, 44900. Enter. You understand? So that's our working environment. When you set that, here we also specify your environment. 0, 4900. Okay, so that's how you set your working environment. You set first 0, 0. So that's it. Now we'll move on to the next thing we have here. We'll go back to. So that's it for now. Now, having done that, that is how you set your AutoCAD working space. Now, let me tell you one thing. After setting your AutoCAD working environment, I will be moving to the tools that I will be using for this class. I'll be doing a brief introduction on the tools that I'll be using for this class. In our next class, we'll be doing the tools I'll be using for this class, starting with the first thing there we have is our line. When you picked your line and you picked your 0 position and you move your line to any position, first of all, for the line to be straight, you press your Control Shift and your line will be straight. But so In other words, so this is your line. I'll be telling you how you draw your accurate line to achieve actual results. So for now, in order not to have a excessive long class, our first class shall be ending here today. And thank you all. Please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that anytime our classes comes up, you will follow up accurately and you'll be notified. And tell us in our comment your observation and things you need us to improve on and work on. Thank you very much.